Hey guys, this is Jay Panda here with another episode of Twilight Princess HD. Now you're probably wondering why we're at this cave in Snow Peak. Well, it's because I wanted to pick up a few extra rupees. And the reason why that is, and yay, we get 100 rupees. Okay, that's a good bit. The reason why I'm doing this is because we're getting ready to go through the Cave of Ordeals, which is this huge enemy gauntlet that is 50 floors big, and some of those enemies, they can be really tough to beat. So I'm getting as many rupees as I can, so that in case I need to use the magic armor in some of the later floors, I can do so. And the Cave of Ordeals is 50 floors, 50 floors deep, so we have a lot to do here. In the last episode, we defeated we slayed the dragon. And we also got a few, goodies. Oh, okay, I guess it's morning now. This is nice. We got a few goodies too. First, before we go to the Cave of Ordeals, which is in the desert, we have business in Castletown. Wow, I always forget how white, Castletown looks in the morning. Like, I don't know, it looks just very white and very bright. I don't know. But anyway, we need to go down the west road, I think. So we'll go on down here and then we'll turn down the west road, which I believe is where the star game is. That's another thing we don't want to talk to you. Okay, whatever. And gosh, look at this peeping Tom. He's still trying to peep on Agatha. Like, seriously, that's creepy. Oh, and also, I didn't even tell you about that chest at Snow Peak. That was one I could have gotten a long time ago, but didn't, because I didn't need rupees at the time. But all you do is light the lanterns to get that chest. Light the lanterns. There's also some ice in the cave, you just have to break it. Just so you know how to get those rupees, because I'm sure you guys have probably forgotten by now, since it's been a while since we've been at Snow Peak. Okay, oh boy, this game's going to be really difficult with the Pro controller, since I'm using stick controls. Okay, so, this is basically a lot harder version of, the regular star game. I mean, honestly, it's easier, because we have the double claw shots. I'm gonna get these. Oh crap, I missed some of them. The best thing to do is to start out low and then work your way up. Which, that's what I'm trying to do. I think I'm gonna try going, yeah, awesome. And you know what, I'm just randomly, I'm just trying to go as fast as I can and not worry about where I'm going at this point, because your time, even though you have more time, your time will run out like really quickly. So, and I have a feeling I'm probably not going to get oh no, get back up. Okay, yeah, not doing too well. No, the clock's ticking. Man, I could have went, oh well. Yeah, we're definitely not going to make it. Yeah. Alright, so I had to skip ahead because I totally, I had pretty much about 10 minutes worth of playing this stupid game because I suck at it. So, yeah, that's what happened here. Also, I'm doing some post-commentary because it's just too difficult for me to edit all of this. You know, with the commentary I originally had, because there's just a lot of bits and pieces I had to take out of the video, and yeah, it's really complicated. So anyway, I'm going to be doing post-commentary in this video from here on out. And this is the match of the game that I actually am successful at. I'm starting to line myself up with all of these stars, which is allowing me to get more of them in a shorter amount of time. So, yeah. As you can see, I only have a few more to get, and yes, I fell down to the bottom. And, oh gosh, there's one more that I have to get after this, and it's all the way down here. Will I make it? Yes, I totally did. What the? You did it? Oh, what a magnificent day this is, the debut of a superstar. Let huzzas and accolades ring forth. To the superstar I shall give this. You got the giant quiver. It can hold up to 100 arrows. So this is why everybody, you should play the star game before going to the Cave of Ordeals. You will thank me for telling you this, because you will need your arrows when you go through the Cave of Ordeals. And if you don't, then, well, I'll be surprised. And there's a very weird moon just randomly placed there. So yeah. Anyway, we are now off to the Cave of Ordeals. So I will see you there in a minute. Now we are going to go ahead and warp to the Gerudo Mesa. And if you can recall, there is actually a place where there originally used to be a boulder there, but we removed that boulder a long time ago. And I told you, this is something that we will be doing much later in the game. Well, here we are. This is the opening towards the Cave of Ordeals. And, I have to say, well, first of all, I need to go take a break. At least I think I'd take a break at this point in the video. I don't know. Maybe I cut that part out. I can't remember. But one thing I was trying to tell you here was that you definitely need your, make sure that you're filled up on everything. Arrows, make sure you have the giant quiver, make sure that you have the giant bomb bags and that they're all filled up. Your power is a gift given only to those with confidence to wield it. That's a very catchy saying. But yeah, make sure you are filled up on potions, fairies, fairy tears. Those will come in handy a lot. Also make sure that, because the fairies tears, they increase your attack power when you use them, and they also fill up all of your hearts. So get that. Get some rare chew jelly if you can find that anywhere. Don't use up your fairy tears until now. Now how this works is that there are 50 rooms in this dungeon. This is completely optional. You don't have to do it. And we just defeated one enemy in that room. That's a very that's the easiest floor in this whole Cave of Ordeals. Right, well, it gets more complicated. Now we have rats, we have keys we have to fight, and honestly, this is easy right here. Rupees, honestly, make sure, guys, that you pick up your rupees because one thing that I will be doing in this dungeon is, if necessary, I will be using the magic armor. Because this place is just way too hard without it. And right here I'm using the claw shot because I obviously don't want to waste my arrows on these guys. I want to save them for the tougher enemies that are later on. And, yeah, pretty much every floor looks the same. What the heck? Okay, this was not part of the plan. I did not plan to get clinched by those guys. But anyway, as I was saying, every floor pretty much looks the same. The only difference is that the difficulty of the enemies increases. So just be conservative with your arrows if you can. Shoot. Like right here there's spiders. These guys are easy to fight. Just do a shield attack. And let's see. I'm trying to think what I was saying before. I know there was something I didn't get to say yet that I really wanted to. But yeah, one reason why I got some extra rupees from Snow Peak that I didn't pick up earlier is because I was trying to get more rupees, you know, just in case I need that magic armor. And yes, there are boblins that are going to shoot fire arrows at you. Or bomb arrows, I think they are in this game. Let's see, I'm going to try to take them out here by using my bow and arrows. This is really hard though because, I mean, even though they do miss a lot and they're not very good at aiming, they can still do you a lot of damage here. So, honestly, at this point, I'm just going to drop down and take care of these guys because it's just not worth wasting all my arrows for that. I mean, sometimes close combat is your best choice, but I'm trying to be strategic about how I go about this because it does get a lot harder than this later on. And once again, these guys are easy. You can just take out your claw shot and finish them off like this. And they go down instantly just by one hit of the claw shot. Also, knowing which enemies are more vulnerable to certain weapons is also handy. Let's see, there's more of these on the ground. Now, wait a minute. Are these the same ones that were on the ceiling? I thought they died. I don't know. Maybe they did die and these ones were already on the ground. That might be the case here. Because I'm pretty sure they die with one hit of the claw shot. Okay, fire keys. Now these guys, like, I really don't want to go down there and get attacked by all these guys because fire keys, they do a lot of damage. Well, I don't really know about that. I mean, if there's several of them at once, sometimes it's hard to avoid getting hit by the fire. So that's an issue we have to reckon with. That's why I'm trying to shoot with my arrows. Honestly, you're better off just jumping down and fighting them. And that's what I do here because it's ridiculous. You really don't want to waste your arrows on these guys. And I just saw one of my arrows that I shot down at the ground. I guess there's another one over there that I need to pick up. Yeah, I guess I must have aimed directly at the ground, so my arrows got stuck in the ground. So if you do use your arrows, always look around to make sure that you didn't leave any arrows in the ground, you know, from where you aimed wrong and missed. And I really want that yellow rupee. Come on, would you? There we go, I got it. And yes, there's the dongos you have to defeat too. They're easy to fight though. But yeah, make sure you look around the ground and you pick up any arrows that got stuck in the ground. Sometimes enemies will shoot at you and you can get arrows from them too, but it's kind of hard sometimes to do that. Now these guys are really annoying. I just went ahead and fought them like this because I was getting impatient, and I mean honestly they're easy to defeat if you know how to deal with them. It's just the fact that they jump around a lot is the issue. Okay, now it's these guys. Okay, these guys, I think I'm going to try shooting them with my arrow a little bit because I really don't want to take them on when they're at full health. Because they are a little more powerful, I would say. Well, not powerful, that's not the right word for it. It's just, I think they can do more damage, and you know, they retreated from me. And whoa, I did not know those Boblin archers were there. Now see, sometimes, this is a lesson guys, sometimes these guys can hide from you very well. Like they sometimes put enemies like right underneath you so you can't see them. Because as you can tell, I've been looking down a lot before I jump down to assess what I'm dealing with. And this floor is one of the free floors that we get, or rest floors as I like to call them. We get a useless stamp, and we get something else as well. Welcome, hero, to the Cave of Ordeals. I am the Great Fairy. I reign over all fairies of this realm as their queen. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Ordon Spring. Okay, I have to say this being does not look like the Great Fairy at all. From this point on, you will have need of the ancient power that allows one to walk along a cliff without a single foothold. Okay, so the Great Fairy here is talking about the spinner. So this is the reason why we couldn't do the Cave of Ordeals earlier, because we needed all of the weapons that we get in the game in order to fully complete all 50 floors. So that's the reason why we waited so long to do this. Okay, if you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. So yeah, if you do want to leave the Cave of Ordeals, you can speak to the fairy, but honestly, that's not a good idea because then you'll have to do the whole thing over. So don't talk to the fairy. But yeah, that did not look like the Great Fairy at all. It looked more masculine than how the Great Fairy usually looks. Yeah, so it didn't look like the Great Fairy. I'm sorry. Anyway, Now this floor is a little more difficult because of the fact, well, you can't see them down here, but there's this big pack of rats underneath our feet. And we can't really do anything about it from this vantage point. But I'm going to take these guys' armor off because I don't want to have to deal with that right now. And I just keep remembering, I remember, like, the place that we fought these guys the most was the Lake Bed Temple, and I did that episode, well, those episodes, like, back last summer. So that just shows how long that I've been playing this game. It's been almost a whole year now that I've been playing this game. But I'm going to use this, oh no, something went wrong. I'm using the spinner because that takes out these rats the fastest. And yes, there's a spinner rail here to get to the exit, but we can't really use it yet because we have to kill all the enemies before we can move on, of course. I'm going to pick up some rupees. It, like, honestly, even though you don't get any hearts from killing the enemies, rupees are just as good because you can always use that magic armor. But anyway, I'll use the spinner rail to get up here, and we are now on to the next floor. And we have choo-choos that we have to fight. See, this is another easy floor. It's not anything too bad. Some of them are easier than others. I'm going to use my spinner here, and honestly, like, this right here can be very effective. But sometimes, like, when you try to hit the choos, they jump over you and you can't really do much with them. I mean, honestly, I think the best weapon to use would be the claw shots because, all you have to do is stand away from them and then shoot them several times with your claw shots. It's a lot faster than doing it like this because you have to keep going back and forth and you don't even get hits in every time. And they jump on you too, which makes this harder. So yeah, this is where I begin to get smart and use the claw shot to get rid of these guys. And yes, this is purple chew jelly. I mean, the purple choo-choos drop purple chew jelly. And as you know, you can scoop this up and it can do good things to you or it can do very bad things to you. When I used this before, like really, I used it a couple times and once it gave me like maybe 1 or 2 hearts, and another time it took away 1 or 2 hearts. So, all my bottles are filled up, so I do not need the purple chew jelly. But if you need it, like if you're really desperate for it and you don't have all of your jars filled up, then I would pick it up because it could mean a difference between life and death. I mean, even if it does fill up 1 or 2 hearts. And of course it could always make you die, you know, if you only have 1 or 2 hearts left. So it's best to use it like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying here because it can take your life away. So if you're not really desperate for hearts, then don't get that. And I do have to add, that there is an opportunity to get rare chew jelly in here. I didn't see it during this playthrough, but I got it during my practice. Well, I didn't get it during my practice playthrough. I saw it, but I wasn't able to scoop it up because I wasn't fast enough. This floor right here is really annoying. I hate bubbles. I think they're called bubbles anyway. They're called bubbles or dark bubbles or something like that. But this enemy is just one of those annoying enemies. And yeah, I don't like it, as you can tell. But they drop a lot of rupees, and I didn't get that yellow rupee that was there. Oh well. Now on to the next floor, where we have more boblins that we can shoot. And right here, I think that I opt to take them out with bombs. See, this is another great weapon you can use if you don't want to waste your arrows. Honestly, though, this is a hit or miss type of thing. I think I only got, like, maybe a... Oh, gosh, yeah, that one didn't work out because I couldn't throw it. I kept setting it down for some reason. But yeah, this is one of those things where you can sometimes get them right. I mean, honestly, this part right here reminds me of the Trial of the Sword from Breath of the Wild. Because I use remote bombs a lot to take down enemies in that game. But... And also the boblins, they kind of run towards where the bomb is because they're kind of stupid like that. They're like, what? What's over here? I don't know. I better go look and see. And yes, I just killed one. Did you see that? So anyway, I took out enough of these. I'm going to go ahead and kill them all now. I mean... Really, you don't have to take them all out with the bombs because you don't want to waste your bombs. See, I'm still trying to conserve everything. And also, guys, probably won't be able to complete this cave all in one playthrough, so I will be making more than one video covering the Cave of Ordeals. So yeah, there's a lot. This is a very big dungeon. If you've played Wind Waker, then it's like the Savage Labyrinth. It's been a while since I've played that game. But anyway, more rats that we have to fight. Honestly, I think the rats are easiest to take out with the spinner because of the fact that they all run along the ground, and it's just, and they all come in a pack too. Now in this floor there is actually a Poe. I think there's three Poes total in the Cave of Ordeals. So we want to make sure that we get those, and I think we have to defeat it in order to move on anyway. But anyway, yes, this is one of the first levels of the cave that you have to fight as Wolfling. There's more to come, obviously, and it's really annoying fighting with the Poe because you kind of have to take it out, you know, in order for it to stop attacking you like this. I mean, but it's hard though because it kind of lingers around with the other enemies that are in the room. And, you know, you have to turn your senses on to defeat the Poe, and you have to use that special attack, and everybody gets in the way. Like, you can't really do much because they're all teaming up against you. But anyway, Oh, and also it's important to look around the rooms that you use wolf link on, because sometimes they have spots where you can dig and you might get a few hearts. So yeah, on those floors where you have to use wolf link, I need the spinner. This is the best floor to use the spinner on, because those enemies, they respawn best to the spinner. So, and when I say respawn, I mean getting killed. Because that's the only way that these enemies should ever respawn to you, is by dying. And that sounds very morbid, the way I said that. Okay then. And right here I'm trying to kill the chews. I think there's more that drops down from the ceiling. Yeah. And as you can see, there's also blue, yellow, and red chew jelly. Or not chew jelly, chews. But they all combine into the purple. So, if you want to get that red, yellow, I mean, honestly, you don't need yellow, because you don't need to use the lantern here at all, but if you want the red or the blue chew jelly before it turns into purple, you have to act really fast in order to get that, because it'll immediately mix up into the purple chews. And that's not what we want, obviously, because the purple oftentimes does more harm than good in a lot of cases. And sometimes though, you will get rare chews. I mean, it didn't happen this time, but always look to see if a rare chew will be dropped. Because if that's the case, you do want the rare chew jelly. You do. But it's kind of hard to get those, so you have to... But, I mean, like, honestly, I wouldn't empty out any of my bottles just to get the rare chew jelly, because there's always a chance that I won't be able to scoop it up in time, and then I just wasted a bottle, you know? And we are now on to another rest floor already. I mean, like, they have these periodically throughout the dungeon, and it's nice. You don't recover any hearts from it, but it's just nice, I guess. And here's the Great Fairy again, which is... I don't like this Great Fairy, I'm sorry. I do think it's a lot better than the one from Ocarina of Time, though. Okay, and the Great Fairy, he or she, whatever, honestly, I think this is supposed to be a girl. I mean, because it looks like she has boobs, but I don't know, she looks very flat-chested and masculine in the face. But anyway, as I was saying, she released fairies to another spring. I mean, really, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess if you can't find fairies anywhere else and you really want to carry some fairies in your jars, then you can visit the springs and do so. I mean, it's not too much trouble. This floor is an ice floor, and it's super annoying. You do need to use your ball and chain from here on out, so you have to finish the, you know what I'm talking about, Snow Peak before you come here. Or at least just get the ball and chain. You don't have to completely finish it, but there's other enemies you're going to need too, like the double... Did I say enemies? I mean weapons that you'll need too, like the double claw shots. And right here I am using my bow and arrows to take down these bokoblins because it's a lot harder to shoot the keys, the ice keys, with your bow and arrows because they move so unpredictably. But the bokoblins are slower and you can take them down more easily. And there's one I didn't get. Oh well. But if you take the bokoblins down, then you can easily take down the ice keys without worrying about it. And you won't get frozen, which is good. And of course we have to use the ball and chain here to exit. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else in here that we can do. Honestly, guys, I think that I'm going to end the episode really soon because we've already been playing for a really long time. Plus, I know there's a lot more to do, but I don't want the episode to drag on too long, so I will be ending it soon. I am going to kill these enemies first. There's just a lot of keys and rats that we have to defeat, and there's some, are they called phantom rats? I don't know if they're called phantom rats or dark rats. There is a digging spot here though. So this is one of those floors where you can get hearts. So just be very vigilant about this because this will help you a lot. This is one of the very few opportunities that you can get hearts in the Cave of Ordeals. I mean, unless you count the chew jelly, which is harder to get. This is easy though. You get 3 hearts just for digging that spot, and it's easy to grab too. Anyway, guys, I will see you in the next episode where we will continue the Cave of Ordeals. I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.